Absolutely, but that's exactly what CS Fred Matiang'i says on page 4 of the paper. The headline here says, CS warns against plans to disrupt repeat poll. And he says it is the right of every citizen to participate or not to participate, either as a voter or as a candidate in an election, but it is an offense to use force or violence to prevent another person from voting. So again, it's been a precedent that has been spoken about by many, that you cannot compel one really to be part of an election if they do not want to. So it's interesting to see what judgment or what ruling the High Court will come up with today in terms of Raila Odinga. But yes, Fred Matiang'i there yesterday issuing a stern warning, but also warning police to exercise restraint during and after the repeat presidential poll.
Absolutely. And on the same breath, of course, you cannot force somebody or compel somebody, according to lawyers, to participate in an election. But equally, on the same breath, then you cannot stop those who want to participate in an election. If they want to go ahead, let them go ahead. Then there are frameworks which are within the Constitution and the law that would deal with that. And I think that's part of what the envoys were making clear, that should some not want to participate and others want to participate in election, then it is everybody's democratic right to exercise that being. But use of force, of course, is not allowed.
Right. And of course, the thing is, we've had that even during the Mashujaa Day speech by President Uhuru Kenyatta, really saying, let's have respect for each other's rights. If you want to go out and vote, we'll give you protection. If you do not want to go out and vote, do not interfere with those who want to vote. Something we've seen a lot from the Jubilee Party. I'm not quite sure whether NASA has been very vocal about the fact that they will indeed respect the will and the right of those who want to go out and vote. It's a conversation we'll be having in just a moment, you know, during the political point, just getting to hear from the NASA side. How are they planning to handle this? There's been reports of IBC officials in NASA strongholds being threatened, having violence meted out against them. And it's something that NASA seems to be condemning on their supporters. Will they respect the same for those who are not their supporters?
Yeah, we actually have some NASA leaders who are also being arraigned in court. And this is after, apparently, they interfered with the preparations that IEBC was making, one of them being Raila Odinga's sister. So we'd like to hear also what NASA have to say about that, because on one side, we've had them very vocal, which is agreeable, that the police sometimes use brutal force, which is not allowed. But at the same time, is it allowed for those who possibly want to exercise their democratic right to do it outside the confines of the law by meting out violence to some of those who are just going about their duties? So we'd like to hear what they have to say. And of course, we'd also love to hear from you at home, to hear what you have to say about that. Should, on basically what should be allowed to happen. Those who want to go and vote should be allowed to go and vote. Those who do not want, they are within their democratic and constitutional right to stay at home.
Absolutely. So on page 14 of the paper,